Since the US-Israel-Iran war erupted, the battlefield has evolved in ways few military planners expected. Yet despite the technological advantage traditionally held by the United States and its allies, the conflict is proving far more difficult than anticipated. Many experts now argue that the US may be fighting a losing battle. Interestingly, much of that challenge comes from a surprisingly simple weapon, the Shahed 136 loitering drone. Now, let's have a closer look at why this weapon is causing such a headache. As you can see, the drone itself is not particularly large or sophisticated. It measures roughly 3.5 meters in length with a wingspan of about 2.5 meters and weighs around 200 kilograms. It flies at speeds of about 185 kilometers per hour, and in its nose sits a 30 to 50 kilogram explosive warhead, enough to destroy radar stations, fuel depots, or power facilities. However, the real strategic advantage lies in how it is used. Firstly, these drones are extremely cheap compared to the systems used to stop them. Estimates suggest a Shahed 136 costs somewhere between $20,000 and $50,000 to manufacture. The problem arises when defending forces attempt to intercept them using sophisticated missile systems. A single interceptor missile from systems like Patriot or NASAMS can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to several million dollars. In other words, the defender may spend nearly 100 times more money to destroy a single incoming drone. This imbalance, often called the cost exchange problem, is increasingly proving to be unsustainable. Secondly, the drones are designed to swarm. Rather than launching one or two, operators can deploy dozens, sometimes even hundreds, from simple mobile racks mounted on trucks or concealed platforms. Because the drones are autonomous and pre-programmed, they do not rely on complex command systems. They can be launched from remote desert areas, coastal regions, or improvised sites, making their launch points difficult to detect in advance. Once airborne, they fly low and slow, forcing air defense systems to track multiple incoming threats simultaneously. Over time, this strategy places enormous pressure on defensive systems. Each interception consumes expensive missiles, gradually draining stockpiles and straining supply chains. Replenishing these advanced interceptor missiles can take weeks or even months, especially during an active conflict. Meanwhile, political pressure is building across the region. Several Middle Eastern states hosting American bases are increasingly concerned as Iranian drone strikes target radar stations, ports, and energy infrastructure. Even when most drones are intercepted, the few that slip through can still cause significant damage and psychological shock. It is estimated that the United States suffered losses of more than $2 billion in just the first week of the war, with about $3.5 billion in infrastructure damage across the region alone. So the battlefield is shifting. What we are witnessing is not just a clash of armies, but a clash of economic endurance. And this is why many analysts increasingly believe the United States may be fighting a difficult and potentially losing battle.